State of Arkansas versus Robert Allen.
Mr. Carter, could you tell me Mr. Allen's arrest date, please?
That would be the date that he was picked up in Louisiana. It looks like the 29th day of June.
Thank you, sir.
Court's making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Allen. He was originally arraigned in front of Judge Putman and entered a plea of not guilty on July 10th. Court's going to set him on he's going to set him down for trial on a scheduling order. He'll be set for a December trial, the week of December 7th.
Let's do this today, Judge.
Pardon me?
Plea out today.
Judge, he filed a motion for expeditious hearing to dismiss. Mr. Allen claims that he has filed an interstate agreement on detainers years ago. We can't find it anywhere. I personally, I don't think that he did, but if he has a green card showing that he had service on the clerk, the judge, or the prosecutor's office in Boone County more than 6 months ago, then he's probably got a pretty good argument. But there is nothing in our files or connected with any case that we can find in Boone County that reflects that.
It can be verified through FCI Mariana, through Terry Hill, the record supervisor. He filed it September 2011. And y'all responded back that he will not extradite.
Mr. Russo, have you had any opportunity to address this issue?
No, Judge, we hadn't been appointed as of yet, and last time he was in court, was my understanding, he was trying to represent himself and get the case dismissed.
I'm going to put the case down, as I said, for trial, jury trial, December 7th, 2015. Pre-trial will be scheduled for November 6th. And there will be a status reappearance for October 9th. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him down also to reappear on I'll put him down to reappear on July 31st, which is our next day in court. I'd like you to see if you can evaluate the allegation now that you've been appointed in his case, and we'll take that up on July 31st.
Very good, Judge.
You may be excused, sir.
Judge, I got some paperwork I'd like for this lawyer to come pick up and file for me.
I've just told him to get in touch with you and make those arrangements.
All right, thank you.
You may be excused. 2015-138, State of Arkansas versus Stephen Crump. Mr. Crump was arraigned on the 17th of July. Entered a plea of not guilty and put down for today to get on the scheduling order of this court. My scheduling order for scheduling order for December 7th will be the trial. November 6th will be the pre-trial, and October 9th will be the reappearance date for this matter. Is there anything else to be brought before the court today?
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to consider a reduction in lowering his bond. My client has resided here. I've had the opportunity to talk to him. He has an address in Diamond City, and the allegations were he spent too much time in one of the local parks without registering that as his address. I don't believe he's a flight risk. I don't believe he's a danger to the community. His bond's currently set at $10,000. I think under the circumstances, Judge, a $1,000 bond would be sufficient to guarantee his appearance.
Judge, I'm not sure that you could say with a straight face that a habitual offender is not a danger to the community. In fact, his most recent conviction, as I recall, looked through the file yesterday, was the sex conviction over in Carroll County. In fact, I believe this court has prosecuted him a number of times before. Now, that being said, the state is willing in this case to waive. If the defendant is willing to waive, we could set this case for a trial within the next 30 days, which would certainly speed up the amount of time he may be behind bars.
Your Honor, I've never been arrested for nothing in Carroll County.
Well,
This is my only.
the only thing the court has for consideration at this point is the issue of bond. Given the nature of the charge, the allegation of registered sex offender, and the allegation of the criminal history, the court finds that the bond at $10,000 is sufficient. Of course, we'll leave it there.
Thank
You
you.
may be excused, sir.
I love working as a nurse, and I wouldn't have this job without North Arkansas College. Tuition was truly affordable. The teachers were passionate, and I got the hands-on education that I needed. Practical nurse employers report a 100% satisfaction rate for North Ark graduates, and that was impressive.
North Ark's allied health programs offer degrees in nursing, paramedics, medical lab technology, radiologic technology, surgical tech, and more. Classes begin August 17th. Enroll today, 870-391-3505, because a North Ark education works.
Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine now offers you 2 orthopedic surgeons, both trained in all the latest surgical techniques. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler specialize in all forms of orthopedic problems and injuries, from torn rotator cuffs to joint replacement, even sprains or broken bones. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler will see you quickly and with the highest standard of efficiency. The entire staff of Arkansas Orthopedics works to keep you moving. Call today for an appointment. Call Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler in Harrison at 741-8289.
Liquidation Outlet in Harrison. What will you find today? Hi, this is Amy, and we have a big selection of bathroom supplies, including mainstays, faucets, shower caddies, shower heads, bathroom space savers, and a lot of miscellaneous plumbing supplies. Stop paying retail and head to Liquidation Outlet for great savings. If you miss a day, you miss a great deal. What will you find today at the Liquidation Outlet just off the bypass in Harrison?
Best deals that you can get at the Liquidation Outlet.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
We have 2015-140, 2015-101, State of Arkansas versus Dustin Kidwell.
Judge, I wasn't quite clear from the case notes. 101 appears to be on Judge Putnam's docket. The 140 appears to be on yours.
That's what appears to this court as well.
And Your Honor, at this point in time, rather than trying to transfer the case to myself or Mr. Hancock, if we could just leave it, the two cases in the separate courts right now, I'm trying to work something out that potentially would dispose of both of his cases with Mr. Carter.
In 2015-101, the case is currently set in October by Judge Putman for a trial. In this case, this appears to be his second appearance after being arraigned on the 17th of July and entering a plea of not guilty. This court is going to set him down for a trial setting him for trial December 7th. Pre-trial will be November 11th, and a reappearance will be ordered for October 9th.
With regard to November 11th, Ms. Polly, yeah, are we having, that's Veterans Day.
If I said November 11th, that's my error. It's November 6th. If there's nothing further than that, the case will be on that scheduling order.
Thank you. Dustin, I'll get with you.
Call 2015-40, State of Arkansas versus Samuel Lowell. This case is down for trial August 3rd. This is the pre-trial date on this case. Is there any pre-trial motions to be heard?
No motions to be heard, Your Honor. The defense is going to make an oral motion to continue the case, and we'll follow it up with a written motion for continuance. The purpose for continuance is we're still going through the discovery up to this day.
Where do we stand on discovery?
I think it's complete. It's just voluminous, and I've just about finished all the discovery. I can go over Mr. Sewell, Mr. Jordan. I think it's somewhat behind review discovery.
Your Honor, I will tell the court this is a serious charge. The state is prepared to go to trial. However, I do not, and I talked to Mr. Budge about this morning, we have put together binders with regard to the amount of information that is involved in this particular case. And so the state regrettably cannot oppose the continuance in the fairness of justice. However, if we have a trial period in October, that is when the state would like to see this case set.
Discussed October trial settings with Mr. Hancock, and he's agreeable to a trial setting in October.
Ms. Molly, what do we have in October?
For the week of October 26th, we have the full week during trial and sale book.
And then we have all those booked up.
And then for the
We really don't
week
have,
of September 28th, we completed that.
for the week, beginning of October 28th,
September 28th,
September 28th, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
All right. I'm continuing it as an excluded period from, as it's currently set to September 28th.
So the excluded days would be August 3rd, 2015 through 9/28/2015.
That's correct. Now, it's 2015 42, Jeremiah Lowe, are those set together? And Mr. Hancock and you have discussed the case. Is that being moved to continue as well?
Yes, sir, he's authorized me to continue this on behalf of Jeremiah Long.
Do we need to reset a pretrial?
Yes, sir, I would think so.
Your Honor, for the same reasons that we discussed on Samuel Lowe, the state regrettably just does not feel it can oppose the motion.
Set the pretrial for September 11th. And that'll be their next ordered appearance. 2013-171, State of Arkansas versus John Waldrop. This is for first appearance on a petition to revoke that was filed. Well, the amended petition to revoke was filed apparently it's filed January 22nd or 23rd, 2015, and it alleges that I'm sorry. This was filed then on, that was when the petition was filed on February 20th.
Prison in the state of Texas, sir.
Mr. Waldrop failed to appear and an alias warrant was issued. So on that alias warrant,
I couldn't show up in Texas in prison.
I heard you the first time. I understand. So, but the fact remains you did not appear when ordered. So The court is trying to track the dates on this. In any case, the allegations contained in the petition to revoke, found last January, are that alleged that he had committed a violation of law driving on a suspended license in November of 2014, that he tested positive for amphetamines and cocaine in October of 2014, that he, in October of 2014, on probation, he was found in association with other people involved in criminal activity for illegal substances, a violation on November of 2014. They changed his address without a proper, appropriate reporting. In November of 2014, he failed to pay fines, costs, etc., for a total of over $3,000. On November 5th of 2014, he did not report as instructed by a supervising officer. Then the amended portion of the petition alleges that in January of 2015, a home visit was conducted. The offender's approved residence. It was discovered the offender no longer resided at the residence without reporting a change. In January of 2015, the amount he owed Boone County was now up over $3,300. In December of 2014, he failed to report to his supervising officer, and his whereabouts are unknown. So all of that is the basis of the petition. On those allegations, how does the defendant now plead?
Not true, Your Honor. And it appears that Judge Putman took the plea on the original revoke.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I'd ask that this be set over onto his docket on his next available date.
Set it for hearing in front of Judge Putman on August 7th. You may be excused, sir.
Hi, this is Jim Fitzgerald of Community First Bank, and we have a variety of home loan options that are sure to fit your financial needs. From 100% financing rural development loans to VA loans for veterans to FHA loans with low down payment options, your locally owned hometown bank has the right home loan for you. Community First Bank, where it's all about community. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison is the go-to place for all your denture services. We know how to get good results. We save you time and money because our lab is on site. A dental office you will like and trust. Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to Harness Boots. Just look for the big red boot next door. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
You work hard to take care of your car, so help clean its engine and extend its life with quality gas from Conoco.
In the Branson area, visit these Conoco Phillips White Oak stations, plus Mule Express, Saddlebrook, and the Spirit Shop.
Now what?
Let's go.
Have fun out there on the compact, capable, and entirely new Pioneer 500 from Honda.
Come see us at 824 North Main in Harrison.
Two 2013-196, State of Arkansas versus Perry Satterley. On July 10th, Mr. Satterley appeared in front of Judge Putman, entered a plea of not true. The matter was set over for hearing today. Is this for hearing today?
Your Honor, due to a conflict of defenses between some co-defendants, Mr. Russo is going to have to step aside, and I've agreed to accept the appointment, but I just found that out this morning, so I'll ask the matter be continued until next week.
We'll set it for hearing on July 31st. You may be excused, sir. All right, 2014-92, State of Arkansas versus Brian Knight. Case is down for hearing today.
Your Honor, I wanted to let the courts know that I've entered into SATP, which is Substance Abuse Treatment Program. And that I'm also trying to currently get my medical records. I got stage 2 cancer, and I was trying to get that to my lawyer.
I'm in the process of actually appointing your attorney right now. Mr. Russo will be appointed as your attorney of record, and
Your Honor, there is he's got a companion case, 2015-119-3. I'd ask the court in light of my appointment if the court would set this over to 7/31 and give me the opportunity to speak with Mr. Carter and my client about resolving his cases.
all right. We'll set it for hearing on July 31st.
And Your Honor, I'm going to give Mr. Russo a copy of the entire court file.
Mr. Knight, Mr. Russo will be in touch with you, and you can get the information that you were relating to him, and we'll see you next Friday.
Yes, sir.
You may be excused. 2014-95, 2014-138, 2014-161, State of Arkansas versus Travis Baskin.
Your Honor, he has an additional case, 2015-114, that's a new one. I believe that we're going to have a disposition reached on it, but because of the volume of cases and trying to wrap up the new case, I don't believe we'll have the paperwork ready till next Friday.
That's 2015-what?
114, Judge.
114.
I'd ask the court to reset this over to 7/31 for a plea.
All right. It'll be set over to that date for a plea or hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. 2015-133, Brittany Perkins. Perkins, you're for arraignment here today on charges of possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, Class D felony, drug paraphernalia, Class D felony, drug paraphernalia, Class A misdemeanor, possession of a controlled substance, Schedule 4, Class A misdemeanor, possession of a controlled substance, Schedule 6, a separate Class A misdemeanor. Have you made arrangements to be represented by an attorney?
No, sir. I need a public defender's application, please.
All right. obtain that by the personnel at this, Sherry's over there. You get your application from her. And what I want you to do is get that filled out and turned in today, all right? On the charges that I've just read off, how do you now plead?
Not guilty.
I'm noting your plea of not guilty and that you're applying to the Public Defender's Office. Your case is assigned to Division 3, so I'm sending you down to reappear on August 7th. August 7th.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a Friday in 2 weeks, and on that day you'll be appearing before Judge Putnam, but in this same courtroom. All right?
Yes, sir.
Get that filled in and turned out today, and then so the attorney can be appointed, and then be back here on August 7th. All right? You may be excused.
Your Honor, not that Ms. Perkins has to say it and anything, but Ms. Epperson and Ms. Reynolds, the two previous people the court called, were her co-defendants.
I think Ms. Epperson and Ms. Reynolds are one person. It's my understanding.
No, what I have is Azarella Epperson and Jessica Reynolds. And
that information that was filed calls her Azarella Reynolds Epperson, I think is what it reads in the heading of that particular information.
But if she knows where they are, she might tell them it would behoove them to get to court sometime before we finish today.
What was the arrest date of Mrs. Perkins? 2/12/15.
All right, you may be excused. Thank you very much. 2015-62, State of Arkansas versus Ryan Gagliardi.
Judge, if we can set Ryan's case for the next Friday, I'm trying to resolve some issues with Mr. Carter.
It hasn't been set for trial yet, has it?
8/31, according to my notes. On April 24th, the court set it for trial.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just overlooking it. Okay, it'll be set down for reappearance on July 31.
Thank you, Judge.
Going back to arraignments, we have 2015-148, State of Arkansas versus David Fortunchak. You've been appointed in this case, correct?
It's my understanding we have been, Judge.
On the charges, which are robbery, Class B felony, battery in the second degree, Class D felony, theft of property, Class A misdemeanor, and criminal trespass, a Class B misdemeanor, how does the defendant now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Wait, formal reading.
Plea of not guilty is noted on the record. The case will be set. It's on the Division 4 docket, so it'll be set down for trial the week of December 7th. Pre-trial will be scheduled for November 6th. And a reappearance will be ordered for October 9th to check on the status of the case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may be excused, sir. Stay in touch with your attorney.
Your Honor, I'm going to give Mr. Russo 67 pages of discovery, which also include a video that is about the case.
Very well.
It's summertime here at Shelby's. Come in and browse their jewelry boutique with collections of bracelets, rings, charms, and pendants from Da Vinci, Lenny and Eva, and Virgin Saints and Angels. For a unique gift that commemorates important occasions, check out the Willow Tree Signature Collection. In Shelby's baby department, you'll find items for both baby and mom. If you're looking for something for the home, your friends, or just for you, Shelby's is the place to shop. Shelby's. Simply elegant, surprisingly affordable.
We moved here in June, 18 years ago, and had not been in the house more than a week, and I popped my hip out of joint. And that was my first experience. And of course, the ER saved my life. I had an aortic aneurysm, and it had leaked all night. As soon as they brought me in here, they knew exactly what it was and exactly what to do.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. Summer can be a very busy time of year. It's easy to find ourselves with so many activities that we forget to make time for our health and well-being. Let us help make it a little easier. At Nature's Wonders, you'll find a large selection of organic and natural grocery, organic and local produce, supplements, sports nutrition, and quick healthy meals to take on the go from Nature's Lunchbox. So while enjoying the fast-paced summertime fun, take a break and come check out our selection. Make time for you on Highway 65 in Harrison, just down from Thompson's Ace Hardware. Happy summer from Nature's Wonders.
Books are an important part of your life, and when you go to Books on the Square, you'll find books that will not only be informative, but books that will take you away. Books on the Square now has 2 locations on the south side of the Harrison Square. Books on the Square carries fiction books, books on CD, lots of westerns, and books full of mystery. Books on the Square, too, next to Deb's Frames and Things, has your nonfiction favorites, religious, historical, and even cookbooks. Take a stroll down the south side of the square and visit both Books on the Square.
2015-68, State of Arkansas versus William Dotson. This case is scheduled, today's date is to check on the status of the case. It's scheduled for trial August 31st, pre-trial August 14th. Where do we stand in the case, gentlemen?
Judge, we have received discovery. We are on track with the scheduling order.
Set it down for reappearance on August 14th. Mr. Dotson, you need to stay in touch with your attorney. Be back here on August 14th. 2015-70, 2015-71, State of Arkansas versus Dominic Bruns.
Your Honor, a couple of weeks ago I gave Mr. Russo a tentative plea offer based upon certain conditions. Those conditions have been remedied, and I informed Mr. Russo about 5 or 6 o'clock last night. Therefore, the offer that we made is the official offer of the State of Arkansas.
It's down for pre-trial on the 14th of August and trial on August 31st. Anything further to do today?
No, Your Honor.
Defendant's ordered to reappear on August 14th. 2015-130, State of Arkansas versus Richard Hargrove. On the 10th day of July, appeared in front of Judge Putman, entered a plea of not guilty, was ordered to appear here today. Court is going to enter a scheduling order, putting this case down for trial the week of December 7th, pre-trial November 6th, and a reappearance for status of the case on October 9th. Anything further to come, Bob?
No, Your Honor.
That'll be the order of the court. (2015-126) State of Arkansas versus David Rudy Salisbury. Mr. Watson, you're now representing Mr. Salisbury?
No, Your Honor. I anticipate that I'll file an entry of appearance within a week. Mr. Russo, I believe, is actually still on the record for Mr. Salisbury. I am hoping to...
No, he's not.
Okay.
We don't have him down as...
Okay, well, my bad on that. I was thinking that he had filed a discovery motion in this matter.
I don't see.
Judge, we have filed a discovery motion, and we were just appointed earlier this month on Mr. Salisbury's case.
I'm sorry. I understood from the way it was crossed out that you were not representing. You are representing him?
Well, until Mr. Watson gets in the case, then we're going to ask for relief.
All right, and I'll show Mr. Russo as the attorney of record. All right. On the 10th of July, a plea of not guilty. He appeared in front of Judge Putman, entered a plea of not guilty. This case is on this court's trial schedule, so the court is setting it down for trial December 7th, the week of December 7th, pre-trial November 6th, and a reappearance on October 9th for status of the case. That'll be the scheduling. Mr. Salisbury, you need to conclude your arrangements with Mr. Watson if you're going to hire him. If you're not, you need to stay in touch with the public defender's office.
Your Honor, if I may, while we're up here, there was a bench warrant issued because Mr. Salisbury did not appear a week ago today. And
in another case, I believe.
I don't know if it was another case or the same case, but Mr. Salisbury's paperwork, he claims, had today's court date on it, and I've spoken with Mr. Campbell, and Mr. Campbell confirms that any bonds that he wrote were for today's date. Now, he can't testify as to whether someone else did or didn't. What I would ask the court to do is to go ahead and enter a not guilty on these failure to appears, and then let us sort out the paperwork instead of Mr. Salisbury having to be locked up, since he obviously did appear here today.
It's 2014-28 revocation case. Judge Putman issued the alias warrant on 7/17.
And it's a revocation case in front of Judge Putman. We don't have the file. We don't have the file up here. And it's a case that I technically can't hear because apparently Judge Putman took the original plea on it. So it's a revocation case. So.
Okay, was there an appearance date for that for last week?
Apparently there was an appearance for last week.
Your Honor, Judge, I just got bonded out a week prior to that, and this is the only court dates they gave me.
We'll have to clear that up with Judge Putman.
Judge Putman's the one who issued the warrant. He certainly thought we should have been in court last week.
And Judge, the sheriff gave me a copy of the warrant as a courtesy, and again, I don't have a file on it, but Judge Putman's warrant does indicate no bond.
That's right. And you can reset it for 8/14 if you wish.
Pardon?
We can reset it for 8/14 if you wish.
Well, we better not, because it's on Judge Putman's docket because it's a revocation case.
8/7.
I I don't have a problem putting it down for 8/7, but you go back in front of Judge Putman, you can go back in front of Judge Putman next week. Yeah, 8/7, that's right, that's the date. 2 weeks.
I'm not on record on any of these. I'm trying to just sort it all out and see where we're at, so.
Get yourself in a position to enter an appearance and we'll
Well, I suppose he was going to be out, so that might could happen. But
at least you'll know where he is.
Well,
So, all right.
I love working as a nurse, and I wouldn't have this job without North Arkansas College. Tuition was truly affordable. The teachers were passionate, and I got the hands-on education that I needed. Practical nurse employers report a 100% satisfaction rate for North Ark graduates, and that was impressive.
North Ark's allied health programs offer degrees in nursing, paramedics, medical lab technology, radiologic technology, surgical tech, and more. Classes begin August 17th. Enroll today, 870-391-3505, because a North Ark education works.
John was the first one to be an inpatient here, and everything was great. And I had heard some negative things about the hospital, and I'm going, what are you talking about? This hospital's great. Why would you want to travel over to Fayetteville when you have this great hospital? All the nurses, everybody, phenomenal.
It's time to trade up at the Trade Up to a Yamaha sales event. With financing as low as 3.99% for 36 months. Up to $1,000 customer cash. Plus, up to $1,000 extra trade-in allowance. So see your local dealer today and trade up to a Yamaha.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
2015-132, State of Arkansas versus Amanda Price. Ms. Price appeared on July 17th, entered a plea of not guilty, and this was set down today's date to get on this court's scheduling order. The court is entering the scheduling order that will set it for the week of December 7th for trial, reappearance on November 6th, and October 9th for a status appearance.
I'm currently in Judge Putnam's court as well, and I spoke with my probation officer yesterday. I've recently became employed. Judge Putnam has me on house arrest all weekend, but I work on the weekends as well. I brought my boss today in case you needed to speak with him or whatever. I'm needing to be able to have time during the days on Saturday and Sunday to be able to go to work. And also, I would like to be able to, like maybe one Saturday a month, go visit my children. They're with my mom and dad up in Missouri. Judge Putnam had already okayed it for me to help them move and stuff, but my PO needs an actual, for one of you to just stay in court that that's okay for me to be able to go see them on the week, every other Saturday or whatever, or to have a written document. And I told him yesterday when I seen him that I'd try to address it in court today.
I know absolutely nothing about the case. There's also, for the record, 145 as well. Is that on Judge Putnam's document?
It is.
Judge, her probation officer is here, and he can inform the court a great deal about Ms. Price.
Oh, excuse me, there's also 2013-16
Yes.
On the revocation. Maybe not.
Judge, in 2015, 132, we gave some discovery to the Public Defender's Office the other day, and I am now giving Mr. Russo 4 days.
It appears that the other two cases are on Judge Putman's docket. If a bond arrangement has been made on this case, I don't know enough about it to change it. So,
Your Honor, there
it's
was...
going to have to be taken up with Judge Putman as far as this goes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What is your original arrest date?
On which case?
2015-132.
It's listed as April 17, 2015. All right. I've set this case, 2015-132, down by scheduling order. Your next appearance in court will be October 9th. You need to get in touch with the assistance of your attorney, get in touch with Judge Putman and on that bond arrangement that he's approved. All right. You may be excused. 2013-25, State of Arkansas versus James Dennis Kreiner.
Your Honor, I'm representing Mr. Kreiner.
All right.
I'm just from the camera and see yourself not walking in on the line.
Mr. Kreiner, I told you, Judge, I'm listening.
All right, let me get this straight. This is a first appearance on a revocation.
Yes, Your Honor. This time the plea is not true.
Let me go over the petition to revoke that was filed July 13, 2015. It alleges that Mr. Kreiner is in violation for one of his terms of probation does he not violate the law. It alleges that in February of 2015 he committed the offense of public intoxication in Boone County. It alleges that on May 27th of 2015 he was arrested for no proof of liability, insurance, careless and prohibited driving, no driver's license, and fleeing all misdemeanors in Newton County. It also alleges that on June 5th, 2015, he tested positive for alcohol. In February of 2015, that he refused to produce a urine sample for drug testing. On May 28th, of 2015, failed to report to his supervising officer within 24 hours of his release from incarceration. Then on July 8th, he failed to make any payment. July 8th of 2015, he had failed to make any payments to the Newton County Sheriff's Office, had an outstanding balance of $680 plus $10 per month reporting fee. All of those are the allegations contained in the petition. On those allegations, how does the defendant now plead? Pardon, I couldn't understand it.
I don't agree with
some of those allegations, Your Honor?
I'll put it down as a plea of not true then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm entering a plea of not true. I'm setting your matter for a hearing. I'm going to set it for hearing on July 31st here in Boone County. Mr. Stone, if you talk to your client and you don't want to waive the venue issues involved here, we'll try to take it up. I've got a trial week in Newton County starting on August 3rd. Unfortunately, that trial week also has numerous settings that in Boone County too. So what date I'll be in Newton County, I can't say for sure, but we can look at moving it to Newton County for the hearing. But at this point, I'm going to set it for July 31st where we can get the hearing done promptly.
I understand.
All right.
I'll talk to him, but I'll be seeing him today.
Very good.
There is one matter that's been very pressing with my client. I've talked to him, I've talked to his wife about it, it's in court. They have a cash-only, or he has a cash-only bond right now that he can't make. There has been some payments made on that. They went to court costs, it's amount of $230. But there is a possibility, as long as Mr. Kreiner remains in jail, he may not be able to make any more payments on that. Whereas he's informed me, and I believe it was it August 14th?
August 14th, yes.
That he could pay, well, he thinks he can pay all of them August 14th. At least a substantial amount. And I would ask the court to make another bond arrangement for cash only, because he just cannot pay the cash only.
Trying to see. Okay. The 680 is the cash only bond is set in conjunction with the revocation proceeding.
Yes, Your Honor. As long as he's in jail, he basically has to rely on the purity of others to pay it. If he's out of jail, he can make arrangements to pay it.
Your Honor, at this point, we're only a week out. It's only, I'm not saying that $680 is a small amount of money. I'm not trying to say that at all. But at the same time, relative to the obligations that a lot of people incur, and relative to the plea that Mr. Kreiner received, and how low that obligation is, and his not doing anything. And the other issue here is that these officers outlined the fact that Mr. Kreiner seems to visit the district courts a lot, but then never notifies anybody anything about it. And it's only a week out, and it's only $680. So the bond seems really fair. The bond's also calculated, it's not in any way obviously calculated to punish Mr. Kreiner. It's calculated to get him caught up.
I understand the purpose of it, and it's from my understanding of my investigation so far that he'd be much better able to pay if he's out. He may not receive any more money to make payments as long as he's in.
Well, what the court's willing to do is, I'm going to set a $2,500 cash or professional bond. I'm saying the bond there for him to reappear. If he bonds out, he's to reappear here in this courtroom on July 31st for hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You may be excused.
KTKO Channel 8 Harrison.